What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and today is, what is today? I don't even fucking know what today is. What is it? October 7th. You guys listening to episode 467. I want to thank all of the new subscribers, the new Virzi Effect, and the reason why I say it's new, this is kind of like the Virzi Effect 2.0, is because, pre-COVID, we were just doing the, audio, and we didn't have, video. We didn't have the YouTube channel. Now we've evolved, people. We have evolved with the show, and you guys can subscribe on the YouTube channel. You can listen to this on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere you get podcasts. And the show is constantly growing now, so we really appreciate it. Shout out to my producer, on the other side of the country, not just on the other side of the glass, but on the other side of the country, Andrew Themeles, killing it for the Virzi Effect. So thanks to him. Got a good show for you guys today. A lot of shit to talk about. But here's one thing that I'm not doing today. Here's one thing that I can't wait to not do today. And that is watch a vice presidential debate. Okay? The vice presidential debate is the WNBA of, first of all, it's like, I don't want to watch two substitute teachers argue. And they've obviously talked with, each other, right? Trump has talked to Pence about this and been prepped. Harris has talked to Biden. Everybody's on the same page and on the same team. So yes, will it be more cordial and less of an absolute shit show? I'm sure it will be. Okay, for that it'll probably be better. But for me to really have my palate cleaned from that absolute American atrocity, travesty, whatever fucking word you want to use, which was that first presidential debate. I need to see the second one, and the second one be much better from everybody, including the moderator. That was a shit storm if I ever saw one. And I don't talk politics on the show, okay? I don't say my opinions. I am a registered independent. I think the far left, as you know, and the far right are out of their fucking minds, and I just hope for the best for the country. Okay, and I've always been that way on the show. I'm not just saying that to be safe. That's been my fucking thing on this show for 10 years or whatever, however long I've been doing this shit. Okay, but I'm not watching. That would be like if me and somebody had a beef and then our two best friends talked about it on television. And here's how you know it's a shitty thing and it's a shitty debate. Nobody cares because it's on 7 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, that's how shitty it is. They didn't even make it a primetime thing. They're like, yeah, we'll give them the 7 to 8 o'clock slot so we have some shit to talk about. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. They're not going to contradict their party. So I'm fucking sitting the substitute teacher argument out tonight, and I feel fucking good about it. Okay, I know I'm coming in a little hot, but I just don't care. There's actually, guys, there's a lot of shit that we just got to stop caring about. We got to do yourself a favor, okay? I promise you this will help you. Do yourself a favor. Try, for the love of God, try not to engage with people that argue with you online. I know it's hard. Listen, I'm Sicilian and Greek, okay? It's hard, especially early on in my career when, I would say something, somebody would come on and say some just visceral, just say some shit that, and you're like, I want to fucking find this, and you just, I want to write a book. They don't know me. They don't know anything about me. They have it all wrong. I know you want to do that. And I know you want to do that, especially when it comes to politics now. I know you see the shit going on in the news, whatever side you're on. Okay, I know you see the protesting. I know you see the looting. I know you see what's going on with police officers. I know you see what's going on with, injustice and no equality, all this shit for certain groups. I know that it makes you want to go nuts and go wild. Why would you engage with somebody? Here's the thing. Here's a question. Do you think you would really change somebody's mind by a fucking tweet or a social media post? Are you going to really, in all seriousness, have these strong feelings and somebody has strong feelings completely opposite, both politically and socially, and they're going to go, holy shit, they're right. I'm going to change my fucking vote. No, it's not going to fucking happen, and stop aggravating yourself and hurting your fucking inner soul and heart. Do yourself a favor. Either don't read it or read it and just laugh it off and move on and find out what the fucking weather's going to be so you know what to wear that day. That's what you do. Okay? Because otherwise, especially during election time, if you really want to know how crazy your friends and your family are, look at the shit that they're putting on social media from now until probably Christmas. That's when you're going to really start to know, but especially now until Thanksgiving. You're going to find out, oh, this person spends way too much time. Why engage? I've had hate. It's hilarious to me now. Now it's just like, you took the time. I've had people write paragraphs about things and it was like detailed. I've had people write detailed shit about my shit. Well, you told this story and you should have went here. I didn't like how you did this, or don't. And I'm going, you're watching this so detailed. Are you sure you don't like me? Are you sure? Because you keep clicking on my shit. But why? Why? I used to do it. I did it after my first special. And I remember one of the coolest things was, Louis C.K. Louis C.K. was like, and Johnny Depp also said on Letterman a long time ago, when my work is done, it's none of my business. And I always thought about that. I'm going, yeah, I put it out there. If you don't like it, I don't care. And doing it with politics and putting something with politics out there, yeah, you'll let people know where you stand. You'll let people know what your opinion is, but you're not, all that's going to do is either have a group of people, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to have a group of people agree with you, and then it's going to have a group of people that completely disagree with you, and you're never going to change their minds, so now you got to fight. Life's too short for that shit. It doesn't matter. And here's the other thing, guys. We're not that important. The government's going to do what the government's going to do. Whoever's going to win is going to win. And whatever that person wants to do, that shit's going to happen. And then guess what? 4 years later, another person, or 8 years later, another person is going to come in and erase what that person did. And it's the same. So it doesn't fucking matter. So how about you stop fighting with strangers? Realize that you're not that important. Realize that they're not that important. Okay? And go sit down and eat a piece of fucking pie or have a coffee. Shut the fuck up. Enjoy yourself. Look up at the trees and the fucking leaves blowing and realize you don't fucking matter. But the last thing you need to do is engage with anybody online right now. I don't know why I'm in the studio yelling, but it's so dumb. And like, there's going to be people tonight. This is what's going to happen. This debate's going to happen. And people on the left are going to be like, I can't believe how great, Kamala Harris was so incredible. That's a real leader. And, Mike Pence is, and then it's going to go the other way. Then the far right people, she's the devil. She's the most far left. Look what they're trying to do with this country. God help us. Pence needs to, and then you're just going to see that. You're going to click on Fox News. Pence destroyed. That's amazing. If anything ever happened to Donald Trump, he would be great. Then you're going to go to CNN. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Joe Biden better win. And even though he's old, that we know that we'll be in good hands with Harris. That's the shit. I don't need to fucking see that. I'm going to watch my New York Yankees in an empty fucking stadium play the Rays with cardboard cutouts and sit there and enjoy baseball for a little while, America's pastime, instead of this stupid bullshit. Oh, I know I'm coming in hot. I don't care. Nobody matters. We don't care. Okay? Well, I don't care. Nobody matters, guys. Nobody matters. You don't matter. Your fucking opinions on food, politics, you're not that important. You don't fucking matter. You are going to die like everybody else is. Enjoy your fucking life. Stop getting so crazy about this fucking election. Stop getting so crazy about things. You don't matter. Neither does your opinion. Who cares? The last thing you need to do is argue with some fucking asshole, okay, who's, you know, has some probably shitty job somewhere, and they're sitting there giving their fucking opinion, and both of you assholes are wasting time fighting with each other, all right, when what you should be doing is fucking thankful that you don't have COVID, and you could fucking move on with your life during the global pandemic. How about that shit? All right. Whew, I feel better. You know, I really don't like what, you know, this is being said about this. We're losing the country. Do we know what's at stake? Do we know what's at stake? Yeah, I know what's at stake. I know that I'm either going to pay more taxes or pay less taxes, depending on who the fuck is the president, and things are going to change after. But what about the person's heart? Are they a good person? Are they a bad person? What do you think about the looting? What do you think about the protests? Is it peaceful? I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. How about this? How about this for a second? Can everybody just treat everybody the way that they want to be treated and mind their own fucking business? Huh? Can that happen? Can we do that in this country? Can everybody, you know what we all need? We're just a bully kid that just needs a hug, a pat on the back, and told we're all going to be okay. Can we just fucking treat people the way you want to be treated? And mind your business, go about your day, enjoy yourself, have a good day. I wish you the best. I just wanted to go back to that. That's what I want, because I just seeing this shit is just getting exhausting. Okay, now I'm going to flip it and talk about why there are some times to be a hater. And if you don't like sports, this is not too much sports talk, but I was thinking about this, and I think I figured it out. I think I solved. I love how I went from talking about how we're not important and our opinions don't matter to now I think I solved something about sports. For a long time now, because obviously everybody knows that if you know anything about sports or what's going on in the NBA right now, the Lakers are in the finals with the Miami Heat. They're one game away from winning. LeBron James is on that team. Whether you know sports or not, you know LeBron James. Now, the big knock on LeBron James is a lot of the decisions that he's made, things that he's done. But I hear a lot of people saying, I don't know why LeBron gets all this shit. You know, and this is actually like not even to hate on LeBron James. This is something more like I feel like to kind of understand. So for the longest time now, I've had friends, people that I know, people that I respect, people that have watched sports and seen iconic athletic figures a lot less than me, and people that have seen it for many more years than me. And one thing that a common thing is, I don't know why LeBron gets all this shit. LeBron gets so much shit. The guy's just good. Why does LeBron get so much shit? I don't get it. And it hit me. You want to know why LeBron gets so much shit? Because he has been the number one guy from the 7th grade. And when you're the number one guy from the 7th grade, you're kind of like an only child whose parents just give you everything, and you don't know better, right? You don't know better that you're being spoiled. You don't know better that you're acting selfish because there was never somebody there to share with, right? It was just fucking you. It was always you. I have a friend who was an only child. I went to his house on Christmas back in the day in high school. He had stacks of boxes of gifts, like 4 or 5 columns long up to the ceiling. You've never seen anything like it. It was almost gross. But his parents only had him. He was Jesus to them. So give him everything. Did it kind of change the way he acted in life? Yeah. So with LeBron James, it was the same shit. When he lost and wasn't happy in Cleveland, he threw the jersey off to indicate he's leaving. Then the decision to go to the thing. Then, you know, tweeting threats to his team when they didn't give him the people that he wanted. Well, this needs to change. But things like that, just spoiled brat shit. Okay, walking off the other night with a couple seconds left looking back. LeBron James seems like a great guy, seems like a great dad. I'm talking about this from the standpoint of why something happens, why somebody behaves the way they behave. And it hit me. This is what's been, you know, this has been given to him. He's the only child of a loving family, that family being basketball. And he's gotten his way. He wants to get his way. That's why he always complains. But that's why he gets shit. So it's not fair to say, I don't know why he gets shit. because you act a certain way, you do a couple of things, and you're going to get that stigma. Okay? If you were always doing something after a certain amount of time and there's a pattern of it, right? If a serial killer was just always killing people who were wearing a white shirt, after a while, I don't understand whether it's like, well, that's probably an awful fucking example, but you know what I mean? The pattern is the same. The white shirt of the serial killer is him doing these selfish bullshit things, if that makes any fucking sense. But it hit me. I go, that's why. That's fucking why. Because you're a god your whole life and you fucking get spoiled. You buy your kids shit. And I'm not trying to shit on people like only children, but let's be honest. If you're an only child and you're listening to this, you don't even realize, nor do your parents, about how you were so much the center of attention that it dictates how you behave in real life all the time or how you interact with other people. And it's not even your fault. So I think since this dude was dunking in 7th grade and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan were calling him when he was in high school, I think that there is some sort of entitlement and, oh, do you know who the fuck I am? So I'm going to behave a certain way like I'm above other people. Bam, I think I just nailed it. Let's talk about COVID-19 being inside of the United States president, okay? Our president has COVID-19. I know a lot of people don't believe it. Whatever. Again, this is not a political thing. I just want to fucking point out the hypocrisy with something right now. Okay. And I think it's a poignant thing to talk about. I find it hilarious, both and unacceptable, that people who call for equality, people who call for kindness, people who call out the president on some of his behavior. And listen, I get it. This is not a defense of Trump. Trump has said some shit that you're just like, what, dude? I'm not trying to say any of that shit. This is not like, again, this is not a political statement. This is a behavioral statement about people. Okay. People want equality. People want kindness. Just treat people like this, all that shit. Yet some people are going like, I hope the president dies. I hope the president dies of COVID. So it's like, which is it? Because if that's the case, you're the same way. You're doing the same shit you don't want other people to do. If you wish death on somebody and you wish them pain and misery because you don't like them or their behavior, how are you any fucking different than the things that you condemn? Honestly. And that is not I'll be honest with you, I'm not a Trump guy. Okay? I didn't vote for Hillary or Trump in the first election. I voted for fucking Eli Manning, and that's real. I said I'm not going to vote, and then I was like, you know what? I will go vote because there's local things that are important, but for president, I'm going to do a write-in, and I wrote in for Eli Manning. Okay, the guy's taken us to the promised land twice. He seems like a good kid. He's an, oh shucks, that's why I voted for. So this is not about that's ridiculous that I voted for Eli Manning but anyway, but you can't have it both ways. It's almost like you're preaching kindness and all that shit, and then you're doing that. It's like I don't really go for that shit. I think it's kind of a little bit of hypocrisy. Now, if Trump really has COVID is another story. I think he does, just because I think the non-mask wearing shit and then now having it almost would. I think that it's this idea that he doesn't have it and it's a sympathy thing. I don't know if I buy that. I don't know. Maybe, but what the fuck do I know? Okay, I'm going to be telling dick jokes in somewhere in the country this week. Anyway, what else? Sorry, it's unprofessional. I'm getting that. But yeah, man, when it comes to all this shit, I'm just done. And it feels good to be fucking done. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm telling you, enjoy your fucking life. This shit going on, everybody, oh, things are bad. Things are bad. The country's bad. The earth is bad. The earth is dying. The earth is burning. We're fucked. This is the end. Fuck. It's like all of that shit after a while, whether some of those things are true or not, it's like, how the fuck do you do it, man? That's why everybody's on fucking some sort of pill and antidepressant and medicine or some crazy shit that's going on in our minds and our kids. Like, this shit is not healthy. It is not healthy to turn on the news and see one side going, yeah, they all need to get killed, and another side going, oh, burn it the fuck down. It's like, this is not good, man. You know what I wish would happen in our country right now? This is what I wish would happen. Do you remember towards the end scene in Naked Gun, when the Seattle Mariners were playing the Enrico Palazzo, where Frank Drebin, played by the late, great Leslie Nielsen, okay, was the umpire, but he also was Enrico Palazzo. And the Mariners were playing the Angels, and he had to frisk them and find out who was the killer and who had the gun. And it ended up being Reggie Jackson in the outfield walking in. But do you remember at the end when there was just a big fight? There was just a huge fight. You see limbs going, and they even had like a dummy and a mannequin go flying through the air and all that shit, right? And all of a sudden, the big screen comes on, and it's Frank professing his love to Jane, who was played by Priscilla Presley. And then it all goes from like this big fight to everybody just starts crying and hugging each other. And like, I'm sorry, man. And then the sportscasters in the booth are like, I'm sorry for yelling at you yesterday. That's what we need. We need an end of the Naked Gun movie in the United States of America right now. Everybody just needs to walk up, instead of walking up to somebody with a bat being like, what the fuck do you believe in? We need to just be like, hey, dude, can I grab that hug real quick? You want a coffee? That's what we need, man. I shit on the Beatles today, and now I'm saying all you need is love. That's it. That's all you need. Yeah. So, look, I put a positive spin on this. I went from saying we don't matter, we're not important, to all you need is love. So, because listen, man, at the end of the day, it's almost like staying in an abusive relationship. Are you going to just stay in that shit? Or are you going to just try to, like, I don't know, be like, hey, you know what? I kind of want something else. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I'd rather kind of just have things go, you know. Now, listen, it's hard as a human being to not get mad or see some shit that's wrong. And I will say that there are some people that are really bad that need to be punched in the face. That exists too. But I'm talking about, you know, the grand scheme of things for sure. All right, guys. So I have a dilemma here. Here's my dilemma. Bobby Kelly, my dear friend, hilarious comedian, somebody that I've been close with for years now, also lives not far from me, gave me one of the worst experiences of my life. And that experience is camping with him. I didn't have a blanket. I might as well had a bed sheet for a roof. There were animals going around me. He was, you know, sleeping like fucking Snow White in a hammock that was, you know, swinging. He's snoring. I wasn't properly dressed. I didn't have, you know, I had basketball shorts for a blanket. It was probably one of the biggest fucking nightmares of my life. We were eating dinner out of a bag. You know, I wanted to stay up late. We fucking went to bed at 11. It was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I wanted it to be over. And now he says, would you want to do it again? And I go, no. And then I go, well, can we bring some sandwiches and get a cabin? And he said, no, but this time it's going to be better and different. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Should I go camping with my good friend again and give it one more chance? Or have I learned and, you know, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Or do I give it another chance, but I have blankets and I have good stuff. He told me I can't bring my gun. You know, this is the funny thing. I can go to fucking a sporting goods shop right now and get a shotgun, okay, and bring it to my home. Okay, think about that for a second. I could just go right now and go get shells and get a gun and do that, bring it home where my family sleeps, where my kids are, my wife. I can do that. But I'm not allowed to bring that weapon into the fucking wilderness where animals are, where you could be attacked by a bear, you could be attacked by God knows what that's out there all hours of the night. What if Bigfoot exists and I'm some asshole holding a little fucking stick? I can't bring my rifle in the woods. How much safer would people feel if you had your gun in the woods with you? You're taking a nap in a tent. Guess what? Your rifle's next to you. You hear something. You hear growling. Rrr, rrr, pulling on the thing. Guess what? Shh, let me just go out there and make sure. Okay, everybody's good. Everybody's safe. Then I put the thing down. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I can have a fucking 12-gauge shotgun on my kitchen table during dinner. While my doors are locked and the screen doors are closed and the windows are locked. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know if I should go. And Bobby is one of these, and I love Bobby. But Bobby's one of these. He's an outdoor guy. He was talking about building, I will build wooden chairs that we sit on for the weekend. I'm like, we could just sit on a fucking stump or bring one of those chairs that are already done and you just open it up and you sit on it. Like, I don't need to become a carpenter over the weekend. Like I'm in some sort of woodcraft competition. So I don't know if I'm going to do it. If you guys have any thoughts, write into the show at unacceptablesfortve@gmail. I'll also read those and shout you guys out. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode with Jeffrey Gurian, man. He got really, really sick during COVID. He's been in the game for over 30 years, writer, comedian. And he's just, the guy wrote for so many people, Milton Berle and all that stuff. You could check all that out. We have a ton of amazing podcasts out there on the YouTube channel. Thank you guys. We're almost at, we're going to be at 2,500 subscribers. So I'm really excited about that. And since it's launched anew, it's awesome, man. So keep subscribing. If you guys are in the Utah area, first time ever, I will be at Wise Guys Comedy Club this weekend, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. I'm really looking forward to that. And then October 23rd and 24th, I will be at the Providence, Rhode Island Comedy Connection. Limited seating for all because of the COVID thing. They're saying this COVID's coming back. I hope it doesn't. I'm just hoping to God that we could get back to fucking normal. And, I just don't want, for many reasons, but one is just we could get back to, it feels like 7 months ago was like forever. Like now we have to say, oh, remember when you could go to a packed thing? Remember when you could go to, now you can't, no concerts. Oh, speaking of concerts, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen, man. I was never really into that type of music, especially in the 80s. I was a young kid, so I was just into like whatever hits were on, and I was almost just said like a song like Beat It. Remember Beat It in the 80s when you were a little kid? That was like some sick shit. And he did the guitar solo in that. Eddie Van Halen I remember just watching him and being like, oh, that guy's really good at that. And then as a little kid, you don't really know what you're saying. You just know it's good. And then everyone's like, no, he's like one of the best. So, that really sucked. And he said something which was crazy, that he thought he got the cancer from keeping metal guitar picks in his mouth a lot, which is fucking sad to kind of have the idea of why. Ironic that it's like what he loved and what he did the most could have been the thing that ultimately take him out. I don't know. But anyway, that guy it's kind of funny how when somebody is so good at something, you don't need to have to like it to really appreciate it. And for me, it was Prince at the Super Bowl. I don't know if I talked about this before, but Prince's performance at that Super Bowl, and I believe it was raining, which is crazy to me. But I'm one of those spiritual, it's got to be fate and all that. Destiny shit. I know you guys are going to shit on me when you hear that, but I believe in that. And I wasn't the biggest Prince guy. There's a couple good songs that you're like, oh, this is, But then what I saw him do at the Super Bowl with the guitar and just the way he was crushing it in the rain, and I was just like, I literally think I even said words that I never say. I think at one point I was like, dude, he's rocking out or he's jamming out, which when the fuck would I say anybody's rocking out or jamming out? Like, yeah, man, it's fucking rad, dude. Like I never like talked like that. And I was watching it and it just made me go, this guy's rocking out right now in a rainstorm, in a purple jumpsuit, just murdering. And I was like, wow, that's how good that guy is, because I really don't give a shit about the music. And that was really, and then it makes you go, oh, let me get that music now, you know. So it's funny how you don't really appreciate things until all of a sudden you're like, oh man, that guy's not here anymore. So anyway, but guys, this has been TVE 467. Don't fight with each other, because I'm done. The name of this episode is I'm done. I'm not looking at shit, negative shit. You want to fucking write negative shit? I'm not going to see it. Don't waste your time. Okay? You want to fucking see somebody that says something against your politics and fight them? Don't waste your time. Enjoy your life. Check out the Virzi Effect everywhere you get podcasts, on Spotify, iTunes. And I got a couple of good guests coming up real soon. You guys are going to be seeing that. Go Yankees. I can't believe I'm saying this, but go Heat. I'm not the biggest Laker guy. I shouldn't say that. The Lakers were great to me, and they're a really good team, and I'm a guy in the East. I don't know why I'm saying that. Probably because I picked against it at the beginning, and I'm just being a dick. Whatever. Enjoy, and don't worry about the debate.